Let's practice our spaced backstitch. In order to create this strong yet flexible and very quick seam line, we are going to do a backstitch, but instead of actually doing a backstitch that touches, they're actually going to be spaced apart. And to begin, I actually put my needle up through the fabric very close to the edge here. So we're going to start very close to the edge. Pulling this up, the knot's going to lock into place. And then I'm going to dip my needle into the fabric about maybe 2 or 3 yarns to the right of the tail. Because I'm right-handed, if I was left-handed, I would be dipping it 2 to 3 yarns to the left of the tail. And here's what makes it a spaced backstitch. We actually progress. As a right-hander, we're going to progress significantly to the left. As left-handers, you'd progress significantly to the right. We're going to push this through. And you can see here how it's made this little top stitch. Well, normal backstitch, we'd actually go back to the stitch that we already did. But with a spaced backstitch, we're just going to do exactly as we did with this first stitch. We're going to go back a couple of threads, and then we're progressing forward further. So the underside is where the thread is going to be actually traveling, and that's where the actual needle is going to be traveling as well. And it depends on what you're doing with this stitch that will determine how far away these stitches are from one another. This type of stitch is used to stitch down the pleats on the back of women's robe à la française, or as we like to call it in English, a sack gown. It's what you see stitching down the pleats on, say, like a mantua or English style gowns. This is also something you see on short gowns, jackets in the 18th century. You see this used in the early 19th century for women's wear. It's also a very cool technique to apply to modern clothing because it's strong, but it's very flexible because it does have this space in between the pieces. So you might use this if you're just trying to quickly seam something together that needs to have a little bit of strength. You also might use this if you're basting something together. Furthermore, I actually like to use this stitch when I'm mending knitwear because it is strong, but it's also flexible. Now, as I'm going through, each stitch is roughly, give or take, I don't know, maybe like 3/8 of an inch between one another. They could be 1/4 of an inch apart. They could be 1/8 of an inch apart. If you're doing top stitching on a gown, sometimes the distance between this stitch, the edge, and this stitch actually is the same, so it makes a little box. Sometimes it's not. It just depends. So like I said, this is a spaced backstitch. So now that you know how it's done, I would encourage you to look at that 18th century back or think about a garment that you could really use this on and see where you can actually identify its use in different manners. So I'm just going to do a couple more stitches. Again, the underside here, that's where the traveling happens. And when I finish my spaced backstitch off, I will go back, and I like to knot it off from the underside. So when I knot off, what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of a bite into the fabric, make a loop, and then I'm going to go put that needle through the fabric, through the thread a couple times, pull it, and then I have my knot, and then I will put my needle through that space and snip it. And there you have it, a nice spaced backstitch.